Hey everybody, this is Krusty the Clown, along with Gabbo and Bet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Fighter Counts along with Dungeon
You're
RPG and
all SOBs.
Visible Ninja. Lockman in trouble.
What the?
Uh,
Okay. Hello.
so
Hello, everybody.
before anything, we should say that what happened last night because it's actually not what it was just a power outage.
Yeah, essentially. So, life sucks, and sometimes life hates you so much it takes the whole neighborhood with you. So, yeah.
Yeah. It just sucks when that happens at times.
Yeah.
It's just things that are beyond our control, folks.
Yeah, I didn't get internet back until like 2 in the morning. So,
What happened to Metal happened to me on stream too. Remember? I think Muteki
Yeah.
was there for that. I was streaming Fate, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then I didn't get power back until like 2 days later.
Woof.
mhm.
That was on a Tuesday, right?
That was Friday.
Oh, it was a Friday, so... Must have been during...
Yeah, it was Fate. Yeah.
Well, no, on that Saturday. We didn't have a Geek Fighter stream, did we? Or did we?
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It passed.
Yeah. Well, it's good now. That was bad though. The outages. Apparently, what happened with me was it was so hot. Remember, if you remember, last month was we had like the heat wave that was like 2 weeks or whatever.
Mhm.
It was so dang hot that cables were just there was like a lot of cables just falling from the heat melting everything.
Woof.
That's yeah.
Oh, just so you guys know, we'll try to make sure that there's no blackout that happens with my game footage today, like what happened last Saturday. Unexpectedly near the end of the stream, you know, when the game
Yeah, I
screen just...
remember. But
Yeah.
do they remember?
Pepperidge Farm does. I'm
Yeah,
just
it
waiting for a
happened.
bunch of wards to show up and, slow the shit to a crawl again.
Interesting thong you found out.
Really?
Studio that made Visions of Mana is shutting down. Yeah. Ugh, a lot of
Oh,
studios
God.
are shutting down.
That is stupid, though. They just put out their first and only game, and now all of a sudden they're just getting shut down? It's like, what the hell? But this is not the first time that's happened. No. Didn't that happen recently with another studio who put out a game and then all of a sudden they just got shut down unexpectedly?
Yeah. There's a lot of those. I can't even think of one specific one now.
Yeah.
I know
can't either.
the Hi-Fi and Rush people came back though.
Oh, yeah. Those people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Thankfully.
I think that was referring to as well, but Tango Gameworks has been around a lot longer than just being a recent outing or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, we're back to Suikoden 3 today, and in today's episode, we're going to finish up Chapter 1 on Ghetto, and then we're going to get into a side character by the name of Thomas, where we're going to get into his first chapter. Now, for Thomas's story, he only has 2 chapters, whereas everybody else has 3, specifically the main characters of Hugo, Chris, and Ghetto. But we'll see how well that plays out today. But for now, let's just stroll along like we usually do, shall we? So, yeah. How's everybody doing today?
Can't get from the store. I got some chips. I got a webcomic to color that I'm probably not gonna. I don't know how much I'm gonna do because I think after stream, Wheels wants me to help him in Grand Theft Auto, and I'll be like, well,
Well, you know how it goes with
The
Will.
auto.
He always wants you to get into GTA every week. Or every day, maybe. Well, for me, it's gonna be me going back to Black Myth Wukong, which I made it to chapter 5. There's only 6 chapters in the game, so I'm 2/3 into the game right now. But yeah, I've been having a blast with that piece of work.
Muteki said he's. I said he should get the Gav sword, but he's passing on it because the pricing is like this by itself. With the shipping, by itself is an extra $80,
Woof.
and I'm like, ugh. And he said metal. The Gav sword is about the same size as the build full bottle buster.
Oof. Well,
How about
considering
you,
you have to shove bottles into it, yeah, that makes sense. As weird
What
as
was your
that sounds. Well, personally, actually not too bad other than the occasional, power grid related issue. But, in general, not bad. I also picked up a couple games, which I briefly mentioned on stream before it died, but all I really picked up was the Castlevania Dominus collection, as well as Contra Operation Galuga.
Oh.
So yeah, that's been some fun stuff
I remember that game.
I've been playing through, and not to mention I did pre-order the MVC collection on Steam, so I'm ready when it comes out in on September 11th at midnight Eastern or whenever it is.
I've been meaning to get Operation Galuga myself, but probably wait till next Steam sale on that goes up. Because when it came to Steam, I picked up a couple games myself. Last week was Black Myth Wukong, but this week it's Shadows of the Ninja Reborn, or Shadow of the Ninja Reborn, and the other was Visions of Mana.
Oh, speaking of that game, huh?
Mm-hmm. And I do feel really bad for all the people out there who got laid off from the developer studio who's getting shut down by NetEase pretty soon.
Welcome to the modern games industry.
Yep.
Yeah. As soon as the game's out the door, guess what? You're out of business.
Your game's out the door? Spring forward, asshole. You're out of a job.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what you're seeing right now is we're going up against a boss at this time, and like I said, bosses in this game, they're few and far between when it comes to main story bosses, but one of these bosses that we're actually going up against is known as a treasure boss, and what these bosses do, they actually guard a huge treasure chest that's behind them, and you can get all sorts of stuff inside of them, including a shit ton of money. So, yeah. So you can see that when you're going up against bosses like these, there is a game of risk versus reward that's in the mix here. So it's
yeah, that's some Ultraman ass kaiju right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, why not just make a friggin' tortoise thing that has snakes sticking out of it? Because why not?
Right?
Oh, and it's called the Twin Snake too, so I guess that means it's a remake of MGS.
It's solid.
That will never be re-released ever.
It's solid and liquid on top of Big Boss.
Exactly.
For fighting a boss.
I know. It is funny. It is called the Twin Snake. So yeah. Oh shit! Thing's activating Fire NATO.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, this boss is definitely not a pushover. That's for sure.
But hey, just like most dragons, kill them, haul their asses out of their caves, and you'll probably find a bunch of gold behind them. So yeah.
This boss is not. When I say this boss is no pushover, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This bastard of an attack it's doing right here.
Oh yeah, it's like he's casting meteor every turn or something.
Tri-beam over here.
Yeah, literally tri-beam.
Yeah, more. Yeah, tri-beam.
Muteki asks, what do you think Konami will announce Metal Gear Collection Volume 2?
Oof. Good
Or at
question.
least this year, at least, or after Delta. Probably next year.
Yeah.
Because we basically already know what's most likely going to be in it anyway. And the only, like, quote-unquote, you know, well, the big get for it's obviously going to be a port of 4. But I guess, like, Peace Walker HD is good to have out there again. And it'll probably just come with, you know, MGS5 Definitive, which I already do own on Steam, so...
I would
Like,
say
that's not really the big thing. The big thing is 4, and to a lesser extent, Peace Walker HD. But yeah.
I would say Portable Ops is also going to be included.
Portable Ops! Its canonicity is dubious, so maybe. It's one of those... Like, it's maybe canon? Eh?
Well, I wasn't talking about canonicity. I was just talking about it's going to be.
No, I know. I'm
because
just
it's just a Metal Gear
just
Solid game by name.
No, that's true, but it's like arguably it's a worse version of Peace Walker. So.
Hey, Bad Gamer's here.
Hey, Alex.
So you could argue if with Peace Walker you kind of don't need portable ops. Not to mention the whole questionable canonicity thing. Means they don't absolutely have to put it in there, so... But hey, weirder shit's happened, and then they can always do a volume, I don't know, a volume extra or some shit with a lot of the non-canon games, like finally re-release the Game Boy Color game, for one thing.
Yeah,
you know, which is its own thing.
It's also possible.
That's its own thing.
That gamer asked about the Acid games, and he says, like me, probably during the Game Awards we'll see an announcement, maybe.
Well, like I said, yeah, like I said, once 2's out, we might get, like I said, I could see them doing, like, Acid 1 and 2, possibly just saying, fuck it, throw Portable Ops Plus in there, plus, like I said, Ghost Babel.
I was just gonna say Ghost Babel, yeah, if they don't care about
AKA Metal Gear Solid Game Boy Color.
Yep.
Like, just throw that fucker in there, too. Like, basically throw all the non-canonical shit in there.
Yeah, I got him.
And if you want to go nuts, throw in, like, Revengeance, I guess. So, yeah.
Just at the skin of my teeth, I actually got him.
Even though it's, like, widely available out, you know, and is, you know, not terribly expensive. But, yeah, you could just throw that shit in there.
So yeah, as I said about treasure bosses, they're bosses that actually respawn at these points, but they actually respawn during whichever character that you play as, so that way they can actually get some experience in, as well as trying to get some money in, as well as some items. So this is a good way to farm up on some money and get some good ass pieces of equipment at your disposal.
I don't know if I'd take medicine, found underneath a giant twin snake monster, or wear any boots that I find underneath one. But that's me.
Oops. Fair enough. But sometimes you actually get really good pieces of equipment in these to help strengthen the defenses of your character. So that's why I always go for these types of things. Whoops.
Me hears ya.
I mean, that's the name of the game when it comes to Ripkas, right? RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, we need to make mention, and we wish the best of luck to Hideaki Itsuno since he has now officially left Capcom.
Yeah, good old father of DMC is gone. Sad.
Baby gone.
Uh,
So this makes me sad for a couple reasons. He wanted to make a couple new things besides DFC. He wanted, I think, a new Rival Schools because he did do Project Justice.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't gonna see that from him.
Yeah.
And
Ever.
if he had any ideas for CVS 3, we ain't gonna see whatever he had for that either.
No kidding. I mean, this is what happens when you have a company who's way too fixated on Monster Hunter and Resident Evil. They will not want to revisit some of their older catalog because they only care about the safer bets than anything else.
oh yeah, that is true. You know, what was it? I think yeah, he did say, you know, he doesn't. What was it? He doesn't see a world where both, like, what is it, Dino Crisis and Monster Hunter can coexist.
Yeah, that was Shinji Mikami.
Because he thinks
said that in a recent
that they
interview,
can,
right?
yeah, they can only seemingly handle, I guess, one monster or dinosaur-related property at any one time. At least they think they can. I guess that also means that, I guess, Exoprimal didn't do as well as they'd hoped. So, there you go.
Well, gee, I wonder why. And Nerd Revenge, yes, I'm playing this on OG hardware on the PS2.
Damn straight. OG.
But I'm also using the M Classic dongle to actually give the game a really good visual appeal to make it look a bit more crisper and sharper. Because I do have it playing on an HDMI cable, but with the regular HDMI cable, you don't always get the best picture, so having something like the M Classic can help improve the visual fidelity of that.
That is very true.
Oh, Metal says, question for you. I mean,
Yo.
he has one for you.
Bah, boys, what's up? Metal question for you. Do you have issues with MPG Super Jinrai's feet? No, not really. We also got God Bomber to fix it. I saw the God Bomber stuff. It looks good, and honestly, yeah, I'm okay with it. Oh yes, and that reminds me, Kaust, you'll be happy to know that Yu-Gi-Oh! Finally dropped its ban list about a couple hours ago, so people will stop posting puking horses.
That's right. You were talking about that. Yeah, and he said it would be Saturday.
Oh yeah, they finally did drop it, and needless to say, like I said, not everybody's happy, but people are happy that there are some hits to some super consistent decks. So that don't outright, because people are hoping they'd be outright killed, but no, they're deciding to take the let's just hurt their consistency a bit kind of route instead of just killing them altogether. So.
Mm-hmm. But still, I think it's funny that the only thing that Konami can respond to is nothing but puking horses.
And all this, and don't forget, all this happened because you know they had to announce the ban list thing for all of this in a live stream description at first.
Uh-huh.
That some people just caught, and then they eventually posted is like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, ban list is on Saturday, so chill, and also stop posting puking horses. Because people looking up this new Castlevania collection are seeing a bunch of puking horses, so yeah.
Because why the hell not, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh fans, way to get the Castlevania fans pissed off.
And speaking of, I'm still waiting for. We're still waiting for more info on whatever the early days collection is too. That's supposed to be out later this year from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all we
Maybe
know
there's
is it's
something
going to be a
double R.
quote-unquote collection of some of the earliest Yu-Gi-Oh games, which, in this case, is mostly just like the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance games. Although they are bringing the Japanese ones that we never got over here apparently. But, yeah, we still don't know when it's coming and, like, the full list of what's in it. And that's supposed to be, like, later this year, so.
I noticed something double R. All the Konami talk while playing Konami game.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
gamer said, wait, what did they do to the They didn't do anything to the Castlevania collection. It's just that people were like putting in like Konami hashtags, and because of the thing with the ban list, because like people looking for like stuff on the Castlevania collection were getting these puking horse images because of the ban list drama. That's what was happening. And I guess Konami was getting sick of it, so they finally posted, "Yo, ban list is coming Saturday. Shut up," and mostly did so.
I'm looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Here are the upcoming updates to the Forbidden and Limited list effective September 2nd. Full list will be posted September 2nd. Appaloosa stays forbidden.
Yeah, Appaloosa's gone. So is Calamity.
Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal.
Yeah,
I actually used that card.
because Fiend Smith was using her to terrifying results, so she got banned.
She got banned with Fiend Smith. Huh?
Yeah. What was it? Snake Eyes, Ash, and like Popular are limited to one, which are like consistency things. Because they don't want to kill the deck, they just want to hurt its consistency.
Limited. Branded Fusion, Pot of Prosperity.
Yeah, that's an ouch.
Yeah.
But
first one I saw. First one my eyes went.
That was a bit of an ouch, because yeah, especially if you're on branded decks. But, you know. Whatever.
And then semi-limited. Blaster, Red Ox, Tempest.
Yeah, all the Dragon Rulers are semi-limited now.
And Thunder Dragon Colossus is.
Yeah, he's slowly coming off the list because Konami realized he wasn't really an issue, and then completely off the list some stuff that has been errated and can come like all the way off the list.
Ancient Fairy Dragon, Denlong, First of the Young Zing, Time Seal, Mage Spectre Unicorn, Red Rose Dragon, Perform Mage. Ancient Fairy Dragon wasn't unlimited before, huh?
No, she was banned before it received an errata to weaken her.
Because I did see, I think I had that card. Funny enough, the actual like physical one.
Mm-hmm.
A level 7 synchro. Huh. Oh, Ancient Fairy was generic, huh?
Yeah.
Is it still banned in Master Duel though? I know they have their own.
At the moment, I'm not sure. Like I said, I have like I'm currently in an off period with Master Duel, so I'm not 100%.
When Techie's happy about Ancient Fairy.
Because that was another thing that happened recently, the Shadow Duelist tournament, and the big Shadow Duelist. A lot of people were, I don't know, kind of iffy because the big they got to be the Shadow Duelist was Zayn Malik. The first guy to leave One Direction and go solo.
Oh yeah.
But no, he did play Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, and apparently he got 100K to do this stream and shit. So.
Techie, who?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go over here because I need to upgrade their skills a little bit.
Or their skill issues.
Well, upgrade their nunchuck skills, their bow staff skills. Chicks only dig people who have great skills.
Yeah, man, and chicks who are, and chicks who are fellow chuckers.
Ah, a fellow chucker, eh? So yeah, we're getting close to the end of Ghetto's first chapter here.
Mm-hmm.
Since we made it to Calera finally. Yeah, so this is the place where the Holy Kingdom of Harmonia's Southern Frontier Defense Force is located, as we've been hearing in previous episodes of this game. So basically, the group that Ghetto's in, they're just essentially a band of mercenaries.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't really have any more to add to that.
Oh no, I
That
got
was
up
it.
and then came back and said yes, like if I was here the whole time.
Okay.
Yes.
9 times out of 10 that works. Y'all don't even know I got up.
Well, now we know your secret.
Yeah, you know it's true, actually.
Now we know your horrible, horrible secret.
Although the chat knows I muted. If they looked at the VTuber.
Muteki, I have to say you're probably right on that. He says Koreans don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! They play MapleStory.
Which I believe did have a card game back in the day.
I thought Koreans were more into Tekken than anything.
Well, yeah, but, you know.
Now we talked, Kyle. That's Pakistanis.
Well, now.
Now,
Now
yeah.
it is.
Funny for a region that Tekken never officially released in, but Nate, life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Finds a way. Exactly. Life finds a way.
How could you do this? No. What were you thinking? Friggin' Principal Skinner had the idea of Billy and the Clonosaurus.
Yeah, yeah, it's on the bestseller list for 18 months. What would you think? One of the greatest movies of all time, sir. What were you thinking? I mean, thank you. Come again.
Have I seen the Proplica Bleach Bankai Sword of Ichigo?
I saw that. Yeah, the Zangetsu. Yeah, it
Oh,
honestly does look really awesome. So.
I haven't seen it.
And don't worry, folks. It's
nobody
not the
posts
one
these
with
things in
the.
our
It's not the
server?
one with the swastika. Hand guard. So don't worry.
That's what gets me.
Even though in Japanese that's called a manji.
I know it's a manji, but people see the shape, and it does. It's yada yada Hitler yada yada blah symbolism. And that's one reason why we could never get uncensored Shaman King over here is because of fucking Anna always wearing those goddamn things on her head.
As well as Neji. But that was underneath his bandana.
They
True,
turned to an
they
X,
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, they just changed that for the anime, so
Mm-hmm.
just like wholesale. So
So yeah, I mean, as far as everything else in my week's going, not a whole lot. Just glad that yesterday was over. Holy crap. Yesterday was a doozy, work-wise.
Yes.
Oh, was it? Dang.
Labor Day weekend.
Oh, right. Yep.
Oh, I suppose so, yeah.
Yep.
It is the day of labors of the weekend.
More of the weekend to have hamburgers and corn on the grill. And not just any grill, not a propane grill. Sorry, Hank Hill, but this is one of those instances where I'm like, I go with a charcoal grill than a propane grill.
Well, mister,
Well, I'm sure Hank Hill would be in this call.
I'm
and he'd be
gonna
like,
kick
"Whoa!
your ass
I'm gonna kick your ass for saying that."
for debasing my sweet lady propane.
Well, if she's your sweet lady, then why don't you marry it?
I would if I could, but the law does not allow that.
Honestly, I was expecting you to say, I could if I would, but I'm already taken.
Now, Hank's the kind of guy that probably totally would marry an element, like a chemical, if he could. As weird as that sounds.
I wonder how Peggy would feel about that.
She'd just go, oh yeah, and she'd just
Oh,
go, oh
yeah.
yeah, and go back to her OnlyFans account. Because let's face it, in this day and age, she would probably have one for feet. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That's still one of my favorite episodes, though. Peggy unknowingly becoming a foot fetish model.
And she didn't even realize it.
Ho end of yeah.
Hey, Dad, why don't we get ourselves a 2-day pass at Six Flags? We'll call it a Tweak It.
Call it a twicket.
That's seriously one of my favorite lines that Bobby's ever said on the show.
To the flowers of time. I thought was his best one.
Thank you, Automod.
Oh, Muteki.
Love my
I
spash,
allowed
Peggy.
it. But apparently, Muteki, that was too sexual.
Oh my.
Maybe you should have used that word. Because
Yeah.
Automat thought you were being too sexual there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what
Oh, I thought
think
you were
of when I
being a
think of
little
robots.
naughty.
Robots. The robots.
They do not know things of context.
I think of robot feet when I go to sleep. I don't know. Hey.
Do androids dream of robotic feet?
Exactly.
Good question.
I'm gonna have to say yes, they do.
I was gonna say that's something that they probably do, and I don't care to know.
You would never question 17 or 18 about that? Probably not. But then again, they're not really androids per se.
And they're still humans. People forget that part.
Yeah. Humans with cybernetic implants.
That's me.
They're
That means that she
cyborgs
could
that
have
do that.
human babies.
That's why. Yep. People were. I remember my like friends growing up who didn't know the Japanese were like, "Wait, how come she can have babies? Isn't she a robot?" I'm like, "No."
No.
Jinzo Ningen. It doesn't say androido. That was just a.
Modified human.
They got Kamen Rider's backstory, like straight up. Cyborg 009's backstory. No, knowing Toriyama's such a big fan of Toku and stuff, like I wouldn't be surprised. That's literally what he was thinking of.
Probably not.
So anyway, as you see on screen, we just got done with chapter 1 for Ghetto, and now we're on Thomas's story, the first chapter. Now, the only way to get access to playing as the Star of Destiny is you have to visit this castle called Lake Castle as any one of the 3 characters, and then you unlock him to be playable to where you can actually view his side of the story. But like I said, it's just only 2 chapters, and it pretty much like covers like the first half of the overall story, pretty much.
Hi.
So it doesn't really, I mean, even though it has some relevancy to the overall plot, but it's not really anything groundbreaking or anything like that. And funny thing is, since Thomas is a part of the 108 Stars of Destiny, he shares the same star as the main character, as the main hero of Suikoden 1 and 2. So you would figure that with him being that star, he would actually be the main character of the overall game. But that's not the case with this installment. Like I said, the ones who are center of attention are the 3 who we experienced their first chapter on so far.
By the way, you saw that I pulled a bad gamer there. I was quick on the draw on that one.
Oh, good. I didn't realize we had another one of those people. Since I was... Yeah. Well, good job there.
Yeah, I try.
But aren't you on...
We all do.
Aren't you on Clip Studio Paint right now?
Yeah. I didn't know if Alex was there. He even said I look away. He would have, if I knew he was there. He would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am trying to get this colored quicker. I'm not trying to rush, but I am. You know what I mean?
Well, don't rush, or else you want to,
Right.
or else you're going to be drawing on the wrong layer again, which you're at.
Exactly.
Which you have
which is the cardinal sin of the digital artist.
Well, it's just more like bad luck on Jerry's end.
I tend to do it a lot when I. Yeah, I don't want to rush, but I am trying to like make sure I don't like dilly dally, if that makes any sense.
Hey,
It does.
With
At
this.
least to me, anyway.
I always do these because like these webcomic pages really shouldn't take me long, but I always take forever because I'm like my brain. I'm like, yo, man, I gotta. This is how my brain works. I'll work on something, then my brain will think of some random rabbit hole that has nothing to do with anything. For some reason, I feel like I gotta look into it anyways. Like, do frogs sweat? And then I'll go into like a deep dive on it instead of. I'll be like researching it, like if frogs sweat, something weird like that. Like,
Yeah.
like why do I look for that later, Jerry? Finish this.
It's not really relevant to the story. Why do frogs actually sweat? Which I am going to assume that they don't.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Don't make me actually.
Oh, I thought this was an actual thing. Okay.
No.
You're thinking about the possibilities. It makes me want to look it up. I'm like, well, shoot. Now what? The metal. What did chat say?
Okay. I can teach you Hoko Shinken allows you to 70% of your brain. Oh, Lord. Well, I plan on doing something, but I have something else real quick, and then bam, 2 hours gone. Yeah. Don't we all know that? Oh.
I can say you know that feel too, don't you, Metal?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when I'm playing, like, some Because I've been playing a lot of, I don't know, I guess, well, long story short, I've been playing a lot of Castlevania and also roguelikes for some reason as of late, so. I mean, Castlevania makes sense because of the Dominus collection, but yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Sky Rogue too in my free time, so yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
My.
Skyrim.
Of course.
I keep the one thing I want to look for Skyrim since I already have it how I want is I need to look. The only mods I want to look for now are like quest mods, but I don't even know where to start with that.
Mm.
Like stuff that makes it like I know there's like one mod that lets you yell at Delphine because she's like kill Parthenax, and you could actually be like, we're not gonna do that. You listen to me. I'm the Dragonborn. I know there's a mod for that.
We're not gonna do that. That's literally Mario as a
Mario,
dragon.
exactly. Kill such a majestic creature for.
Right.
It's the Mario dragon. Like, come on.
That's funny because I did that in my first playthrough. I just killed him.
How could you?
Yeah, because he's a dragon. Dragons are monsters and they need to die.
That reminds me
Well,
of like I always joined the Stormcloaks too.
Well, obviously he didn't play a lot of Lunar growing up because they make dragons look very majestic and noble creatures.
Oh, Muteki.
What now? Oh. Oh.
Oh, Muteki.
Oh,
There's a
gosh.
reason I'll just say there's a reason I can't stream Skyrim on Twitch for my PC. Only
Right.
Oh well, yeah.
because Metal's seen it. What I got.
Oh yeah. Let's just say a lot of the reason why a lot of people bought Skyrim. So. Of course, to protect the Nords. Yeah.
You're making me want to watch Skyrim with brain rot again.
That'd be jamming, yo.
This is bussin'. I used to riz up a gat from here.
Yeah.
I wonder if Vlod still makes that grimace shake with the prime berries.
Berry
maxed in.
in it. Maxed in, yeah.
You know, when I was a femboy, Simperial Towers used to make me feel so
Yeah,
locked
the
in.
Simperials. Yeah, Simperial.
You're like us, grittied into that Simperial mug.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and the Storm Cucks. Don't forget that.
Ulfric Storm.
Ulfric Storm Cuck.
It's been goated for real. Yeah.
Goated.
Reddit's dead. I'm from Reddit's dead.
For Reddit's dead, yeah.
Reddick's dead. Ugh, man.
But the record showed that she made the drinky motion.
Oh man, it just watching that video, it made me realize it just made me realize how much I missed that what was it, either Fallout or Elder Scrolls video where your character has like 0 intellect, but the choices that you are given, they're just like something only somebody with a low IQ would say. You know what I'm talking about?
I love
Gary?
yes, the low intelligence build.
Yes.
They have special dialogue now. I love the one with the low intelligence build, Double R, if you remember, where there's a guy who's rambling nonsense, but if you have 0 intelligence, you actually understand him and he speaks perfect. He speaks eloquently. He's like,
wow.
Yeah, you can only understand it if you're stupid. He's like my current spiritual woes.
Like, alas. Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
LPH has a good
so you
question.
need somebody equally as stupid to talk to him.
What does LPH ask? Oh, so what
He
big
said-
game is? It's Zelda, the new Zelda. That's the big game for next month?
If you care about the digital and not physical MVC,
Or
yeah, on the 12th. It's out.
I would even say Final Fantasy 16 on Steam will also be a big release too.
yes, if you have the rig for it.
Yeah,
you do.
exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. That's another big one too. Astro Bot.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
the Miles Edgeworth stuff, yeah.
Oh, Astrobot, right?
Yes, comes out the same day as the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection.
I just realized I created a continuity error
Uh-oh.
in my webcomic, and I'm already like, ay.
Not an error.
Yeah,
Of the continuity variety.
it's a minor one, but yeah, I just realized that in the webcomic page I already put out, one of my characters had long sleeves on, but she's supposed to be wearing short sleeves.
Oh,
Ah.
But I corrected it in the current page now. But yeah, I do that a lot. It's short sleeve, long sleeve.
It's like an old Ninja Turtles 87 Ninja Turtles episode with the animation errors that happen.
Sure,
I
that
love
show was
Dragon Ball
100% perfect. It had no errors whatsoever.
Good sir, that show was
Actually, no, it was
flawless.
actually somewhat notorious for that, actually, so yeah.
I like the Dragon Ball Z errors because there were times where like they'd wear the wrong outfit. Like I remember there was like one frame where Frieza hits Krillin, and he's wearing his normal gi when he's supposed to be wearing Saiyan armor.
Oh, yeah. Because somebody forgot what outfit he was in.
And another one where it's usually like Goku being base form when he's supposed to be Super Saiyan, or vice versa.
And there's that one form they created because of a coloring error.
Yeah, yep. He was supposed to be Super Saiyan yet, but they drew him as Super Saiyan, so they just colored
They
it
drew him
black.
as Super Saiyan, but with black hair, so they're like, yeah, so this is a thing where he, like, goes Super Saiyan, but, like, doesn't quite. But he still has a lot of the powers, but for some reason his hair isn't gold, because, shut up.
Yeah.
Out of
PH
all-
mentioned the Transformers cartoon too.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, out of all the cartoons that have animation errors, which one do you think got it the worst?
Oh, I know, yeah, like you're saying Transformers has some pretty notoriously bad ones. Like, what was it? Carnage in C minor is a bad one, called The Primitives. BOT is a horrible one, too.
I would say the Super Mario Brothers cartoon from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show had some animation and continuity errors.
Oh god, yeah, it did. Like that time that they completely decided to not give Indiana Joe a face
Oh, yes!
because F you, that's why.
Which Batman, Muteki?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
I'm
one?
Curious.
He says Batman.
Because I mean, Tass was pretty well animated. I thought. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I gotta refresh the stream here. It's lagging a little.
What about the
Our
Invisible
good friend
Guy?
GLE is playing Gundam Breaker 4. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that.
Are you talking about Batman Brave and the Bold, Muteki? He says the one with Batmite.
The one with Batmite. Oh, what was it? The Batman and Robin. I can't remember what it was called. It was like during the Super Friends kind of era, and it was stupid as shit.
Okay.
Because Batman and Robin had like a short-lived cartoon under that umbrella, I believe. And yeah, Batmite was a thing, like Gazoo.
Ah, yes, like last week. The alien only I could
Even
see.
though Gazoo was an actual thing that appeared in an actual show that was god-awful, but, whatever.
No, that's interesting. Well, PH said.
Trigger is making a Transformers movie. Oh, yeah, speaking of Transformers, aren't they coming out with a new film pretty soon?
Yes, TF1.
Yeah. That's...
Which is already out which is already out internationally, so...
That's the one double R that me and found out. We're like, we hope it's good, but but this doesn't seem like it's for us.
Yeah. Is Peter Cullen still voicing Optimus Prime, or is it...
No, it is Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Kind of an
Yeah, no,
interesting
yeah.
choice.
Yeah, TF1 is Chris Hemsworth.
And let me
Just
ask,
by like,
is Bumblebee able to talk in this new movie?
Yes, he is.
Good.
Because this is meant to be an origin story,
yeah.
so...
It's like, wait, they're still on Cybertron.
Yeah, this is way back when Orion Pax and Megatron were best buds before they were forced on opposite sides of a never-ending forever war.
Because ever since Bayformers in 07, they always feel like they have to make Bumblebee a mute. And I hated that idea.
Well, yeah, it's a brand synergy thing. I kind of get that, but... Yeah, like, I was not a huge... Yeah, I was like... Fuck, the end of the first movie, you gave him his damn voice back. And then every other movie, they still just, bullshit away to, take it from him again.
Mm-hmm. It's like in Transformers Fall of Cybertron, the sequel to War for Cybertron, they even made Bumblebee a mute in that one, too, when they had Johnny Young Bosch voice him in War for Cybertron. It's like...
Yeah, again,
why?
because of the Bayverse movies, and
Golly.
because people will recognize that, because that is part of the character's mythos now, because of the Bay movies.
That is so stupid.
Now that's a
So
question.
yeah, Mute Bumblebee's gonna be a thing, probably for the rest of time, so...
Dang.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael Bay.
I was about to say something.
He did give us, Devastator's balls, so...
Welcome,
And don't forget, that damn CG render, literally caused, 4 computers at ILM to catch fire. So.
LPH asked a question: if Optimus Prime could wield Mjolnir, if he's considered worthy, would he consider worthy?
Oh yeah, probably.
More than likely.
Mm-hmm.
Starchild
Well,
said,
if Cap can wield it, I'm sure Prime could.
yeah, they're basically the same kind of moral. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if Cap can wield Mjolnir, then I'm betting Prime could as well. So.
Starchild said, the only show that he liked that Trigger did was Cyberpunk. He didn't like anything else they did. Yeah. That's the more I think about it, the more I'm like, they do nice animation, but they don't really know how to make stories. Even Gridman,
That's the funny part, is that we're going to be getting a 40th anniversary Transformers thing from Studio Trigger next year.
Yep.
Anyway,
okay, if I became a writer, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, getting back to the game here pretty quick. I know why Lord Doom says he was kind of wondering why. He was kind of concerned if I was gonna play through this story or not, because if you look at the gameplay for Thomas, you can see that he doesn't start off at a high level as, say, the other three, because he always starts off at level 1 if you were to start out as him. So, yeah. I do plan on trucking along getting through the entirety of his story, but of course I will get to Chapter 2 at a later point, but not to worry, even if he is weak, we'll still get through it. No problem. And besides, I didn't really have any problem when I was practicing his file, even though there were some minor things to gripe about, but at the same time, it's like, it was alright for the most part. But anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say, Jerry?
If I was a writer and like somehow I actually got to write for a Japanese animation studio, like I got like some people get that, they'll be an American writer, but they'll still like we'll let your stuff be animated by a Japanese anime studio.
Mm-hmm.
And they said we get to have you work with Trigger. I'll actually say yeah, but just they better know that like I ain't letting you write nothing. You just animate. You animate what I tell you to animate. I ain't letting you. Nah.
No,
Nah.
son. You listen to what I have to say.
Nah, son.
Because I'm like, I don't trust y'all writing abilities. Like,
No.
LPH asked if anyone in Suikoden, the first 3 Suikoden, would any of them would Mjolnir consider any of them worthy?
Any of them? Ooh boy. Well, here's the thing though. If they were to be considered worthy by Mjolnir, then they gotta have like godlike status to them. Or something of the supernatural where they can actually, be able to wield an ancient weapon like Mjolnir. And honestly, I can only think of maybe a couple, but not a whole lot. I would say, but if there were any that do have a chance of wielding Mjolnir, then maybe the ones that have lightning runes attached to them. Possibly. Oh, Ed the Crimson. What about that show?
he puts /s. Sarcasm.
Yes.
Ed, it's been a long time.
How you doing, Ed? Yeah, I could see Goku being able to do that, hold up Mjolnir, but it would probably have to be, like, in the later years when he actually started to gain more power and strength, I guess.
But here's the question: is like would Spirit Bomb shit apply to this? Because don't forget the whole thing with he can't do the Spirit Bomb while Super Saiyan because of like the small amount of evil that has to be in his heart. So is it gonna be one of those things where like he can use it, but only if he's in his base form?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Just so he doesn't have any of that like Saiyan like kill rage or whatever in him.
Maybe Super Saiyan.
It'll be kind of like that, where he can only use the Spirit Bomb while he's pure of heart or something. Yeah.
Wouldn't Super Saiyan God count? Because wouldn't the Saiyan have to be of pure heart?
Yes, you have to be righteous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least the ritual he did. I don't know about Vegeta.
What about Vegeta?
Oh, I'd say just chilling on a day off. Which today it was for you, right, or no?
For me? Yeah.
So both you and Ed get that.
Yeah, I gotta work both tomorrow and Monday, but hey, at least I get paid time and a half Monday.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a holiday. All right. Huh.
Yeah.
Did you know?
But yeah, yesterday was a doozy. Normally, when it comes to where I work in ClickList. I work in ClickList, which is pickup, and most of the time on a Friday, we average between somewhere around 40 to 50 orders. But yesterday, since it was a holiday weekend, since we're currently in a holiday weekend, we averaged out to, well, I wouldn't say averaged out. We had a grand total of 67 orders throughout the whole day yesterday.
Mm.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Busy. Whew. It happens, sadly.
That
Okay.
it does.
Darkchild said there were a lot of similar shows that weren't that great, like Franks and Valvrave. Oh, I hate Valvrave.
The Liberator.
Online. That's another.
Yeah, Sal.
Yes.
For better or worse.
I would even say Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, if their endings have
Demon
anything to
Slayer?
go by.
I love that Demon Slammers.
Demon Slammers.
Oh, Ed says he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna get. Yeah, same as you.
Excellent.
You stack that paper, Ed. We got to get CVS too. We gotta get that Capcom collection.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. Oh man, I can't imagine.
That
I'd
was,
have
yeah,
probably-
kind of, news of the week, so.
Broke everyone's ears and something in my room over hype.
You know, I don't blame you. That's another thing that we thought would never happen. And there you go. But of course, nothing's perfect, but it is damn good.
Well, hey, I'm happy at least that we finally got the announcement of a release date for Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster.
Yeah, we did too, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Not only
You know which
that,
one I wanted to talk about? Yeah.
not only that, but Yakuza Kiwami's finally coming to Switch.
That is true. And to think people were joking about the Switches exploding because they wouldn't be able to hold, like, Kamurocho.
There was
Which
a
is funny,
PS3
because I'm
version.
like... I was going to say, no, you know what? I think it'll probably be able to handle, like the Kiwami's probably alright. Other stuff, yeah, I don't know, but...
There's something I want to ask you about, Kyle, because you're the guy to ask it. I haven't heard you talk about it much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Trails in the Sky.
Yes. During the partner showcase, they actually showed a glimpse of the remake to Trails in the Sky, which is the first sub-series in the Trails sub-series of, or the first story in the Trails sub-series of the Legend of Heroes games by Falcom. And it got a release during the 2000s, both the first, second, and third chapters, and then they all eventually came to PSP and PC. But yeah, that was the first story where the Trails series, before Trails of Cold Steel came out, where we were introduced to that storyline. And it was in 2D. They originally in 2D with 2D sprites and all that. But yeah, it's getting the full 3D treatment. And I'd say that's probably going to be, if people were not able to get into Trails in the Sky in the first place because of, like, difficulty reasons and whatnot, maybe the remake will be the one that they'll actually be able to get in. I mean, for me, let's take, for example, Souls-like games. Like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and that kind of stuff. It's really hard for me to get into those games because of the difficulty. And, a lot of people have the same sentiment as me, but I recently play a game like Black Myth Wukong, which is not a Souls-like per se, but it does have elements to that story. But the balance is fully there to where it will make it accessible for newcomers if they're not really big into that type of genre to actually go in and play it, because like I said, the difficulty in Black Myth Wukong is balanced, and I have not had a game that got me that hooked in, a game such as that. Oh yeah, the storylines in the Trails games are pretty long because they are extremely story driven, and rightfully so. But my only concern about the Trails in the Sky remake is hopefully they bring back the original VOs for the characters. Now, I know that someone like Troy Baker is not able to. He was the voice of Prince Oliver, or as he went by Olivier in the Trails games, but since he's a big-time voiceover, but hopefully they get somebody like Matthew Mercer to still voice his character, since he did succeed him in the Trails games after Troy Baker became more well-known for his voice, his bigger voice roles later on. That's also another good question. When it comes to people who we've known for a very long time for being really well-established VOs in like anime and video games, even though they still do voice roles for video games, but they're more of like those in the upper echelon as of right now, but you hardly ever hear them in anime anymore. Do you think it's because of money, an issue with money from like voice acting agencies and whatnot, because they're
Most
not able to
likely.
afford them? Not able to afford them because of where they currently stand? Or do you think it might be because that they're in for like certain groups, like union groups and such? Where
It's a union thing.
A lot of it is
most
union.
likely.
A lot of it is union.
Yeah, it's a union.
The more I learn
thing.
about voice actors and why they're not here, why they are, it's union.
Yeah, it always comes down to, like originally when they started doing the character, it might have been a non-union job, and as a result, because they're now a part of a union, they can't do non-union jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be other reasons or something. So.
Because one of the examples I can think of is Laura Bailey. You know her for voicing like Toru from Fruits Basket, and then and even Trunks, Kid Trunks in Dragon Ball, and then as well as Lust in was it Lust or was it what's her name from Full Metal Alchemist, the homunculus? Was it Lust?
Lust.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You would usually hear her in a lot of animes, but nowadays you don't really hear that at all. Hear her in a lot of anime at all. You usually hear her in whatever like animated property from Marvel, DC, or any American-made animation property, or even a high-tier video game. Like one of the big games that Square Enix puts out, or maybe even something like what WB Games and those kinds of people put out. But there was a time where she actually did return back to Funimation to voice Toru in the Fruits Basket remake, or in the reboot anime. So it really does make you wonder how it is that she was able to come back. Maybe it's because I guess she was already making enough money at that point. She was like, you know what? I don't think the union thing is going to be a big cost for me, so I'll just, go in there, face up, and just say, hey, I want to voice this character again. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know why Laura's? It's just she gets paid way more for what she's doing now.
Oh yeah, of course.
And yeah. Ed said the studios love dodging unions. Yep.
They do. To an insane degree. These days, just because they don't want to deal with the added expense or bullshit of having to, deal with union VOs, which is why most of them are going for non-union or, up-and-comers or shit like that. Because you can get them for a lot cheaper. Hey kid, you want to start voice acting? What's voice acting? Shut up, just read the shit. Or better yet, these days, just use AI and just, replace everyone with sound-alikes.
Oh god.
You know what's funny, Metal? Is hey kid, just shut up and read this. Is
Mhm.
there was that one game where that's literally what happened. You remember? I forgot the name of the game, but it was literally like it was just like the guy just got his family to read the lines
Oh yeah.
for the dub.
It was some anime game too.
Yep. It was.
And there's like clearly blown takes and shit left in. So yeah.
And then we got dead air. So
Yeah. I was trying to think of something to add to the whole VA thing, but I couldn't really
oh yeah.
think of anything
Well,
else.
what's going on in the game then?
Well, right now we're having to meet with we'll have to meet with Salome from the Zexan army, who was on Chris's side during Chris's first chapter, because we need to get the official confirmation that this character Thomas is the new master of the castle he just resided in. Which that castle, by the way, is the actual castle where the 108 Stars of Destiny are going to go to near the end of it. Yeah, that is actually our main castle in the game. Not Brass Castle as you see right now, but the one where this chapter started off in. The Lake Castle, basically. And this section of the story takes place a little bit after Korea Village got burnt down.
I'm just thinking. Seth Rollins.
Trying to see what else is in the news cycle. Chris Angel, Muteki?
What?
Chris Angel doing metal.
I don't know actually. I'm sitting here thinking, what did he do?
Oh, he's the illusory magician, right?
Yeah, I'm
Fancy way
assuming
of
we're
saying
talking
it.
about the
Yeah.
magician. That's who I'm assuming.
Yeah, Mind Freak. But oh yeah.
He's a freak. What kind of a freak? You say I'm some kind of mind freak?
What are you saying? I'm Rick James, super freaky.
He survived going through a wood chipper, of all things.
No, he didn't. But
I know.
wink, wink.
Funny thing is that during that that whole bit that he did where he supposedly went through wood chipper, but the thing is that his mom was there watching the skit and she thought he died, but he actually managed to escape from it and she didn't even know that.
Golly.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, some of the things that Chris Angel does, like that, or even walking on water, or impaling himself through like a fence spike and that kind of stuff, it's like, dude, how does he get away with that unscathed?
I don't know, maybe he's like Houdini and secretly traveled to Tibet to get some of his organs removed so he could put shit straight through his body, like the conspiracy says. I don't know.
Ah, yes, the Doctor Strange method.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, he lives in Las Vegas? As Ed was saying. He's got a Las Vegas residency, right?
I'm gonna look that up. Wait, I shouldn't be
wouldn't
looking it up, but
wouldn't surprise me. That it wouldn't surprise me that he's at some hotels. Yeah, somewhere.
yeah, he's a Las Vegas guy. Although he was born in New York. funky Nassau County. That's basically where he was born. PH asks if Chris Angel's a Time Lord. Who knows?
Maybe.
Star Child said, I think that's why we're talking about unions and stuff. That's why some voice actors have their own companies now. So they can outsource jobber voice actors without having to deal with unions. Plus, they get paid more for scheduling voice actors for other companies. I think that's what Sabbath does with Okratron.
That's exactly what Sabbath does with Orcatron. Like him and friggin' Schemmel and shit have like basically said as much. So that's kind of what Team 4-Star kind of wants to do too these days. Is just be their own dubbing company, and that way they can
it seems that way.
Have creative control and yada yada.
Right.
Because the way they dubbed Hellsing Ultimate, there was times where I'm like, this ain't even a parody. This seems like a straight fan dub like they're trying to do. I was even like, where's the jokes? Y'all just doing a fan dub.
Yeah, that was the same thing I got for like the last few episodes of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It was becoming less parody and more like a fan dub, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we don't have enough skill points, so... Anyways, so now we're done with that. Now we can head back to Lake Castle. And that castle that we take residence in, we can actually name that castle too. So, seeing as how we have the Flame Champion by the name Yujiro, what should we call the castle when we get that chance? Baki Castle? Grappler Castle?
Hanma?
Pickle Castle?
Hanma or
you know what, Hanma?
Yeah, or Korakuen Hall, where they fight.
Oh yeah. Like you could go any way really. Doesn't super matter.
The Tokyo Dome, basically Korakuen.
Yeah.
If it fits. If it fits, call it Tokyo Dome. I hope it fits. Now I'm hoping it fits. Tokyo Dome, perfect.
But we'll get to that as soon as we get to that. But unfortunately, we're not able to name the castle now. But I will say, when you're playing this game and you take all the events, if you see all the events set in motion in this game, you can actually see like the overall story lengthwise, from beginning to end, is really not all that long. But of course, it's elongated because you see the individual characters' perspectives of the events that play. But yeah, it's like the overall tale is not that long by any stretch of the imagination. So if I were to guess, maybe about 15 to 20 hours is what the normal tale would be. But with the individual perspectives, it does lead to about maybe 30 to 40 hours of game time.
Yeah.
Well, what was that?
What?
I heard a noise.
What noise?
Sounds like
I don't know. It's
sound like
a parap.
Yeah, it's like a
what?
Parap.
Yeah.
Like somebody ripped a nice fart.
Yeah.
You wish. It was a motorcycle outside, actually, but it shouldn't have picked it up in the first place, but alright.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, it was either that or, somebody's getting drive-by'd in the call.
Well, hey,
Which could also happen.
It's the motorcycle rider who ripped a big one outside.
Well, no, he just revved up, bro. I don't know how y'all heard it.
And he had a
I was sitting in a steel chair.
And he had a megaphone too while he did it.
If I was sitting on a steel chair, maybe, Muteki mentioned the Rugrats game.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Rugrats in quite a long while, but that new game actually really does
it really, legit. I'm actually like, you know what? That looks cool.
You can play the game with either modern visuals or retro visuals.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, just like most collections and such these days, so. Still nice, though.
Said something to your point.
Okay, what did that shrub do to you? Seriously.
Yeah.
What did those holly berries do to you to deserve getting brutally killed by a sword?
Star
So
Trek.
what is the last Rugrats game? LPH is asking.
Probably on like it. I'll look that up. But Star Child says something about your thing. Let me see. What was the last game?
Yeah, it's like
Can't remember.
It's like disc 2 of Final Fantasy VIII is only like an hour and a half of story content. Everything else can be skipped. Oh yeah, since everything else is just mainly gameplay in that disc.
Let's see here. Here we go. The last game before the one now was Rugrats specific because there's a bunch of Nicktoons games.
Yeah.
The last game before this one was Rugrats Go Wild, which was on the GBA.
Huh.
Okay, that answers the question.
Wasn't that
And
the
then on
crossover they did with the Wild Thornberries?
Well, yes, it was.
yes, yep.
Yes, it was.
And then before that was
There was one for the Paris movie, I think. There was
Rugrats
one
I Gotta Go Party. Yeah.
Like there was like a game for like the first movie. There was one for the second one, which was the
Oh.
Paris movie.
Whoops. There was also after that, there was actually a PC game called Rugrats Munchin Land,
Oh,
and it was PC only. PC CD-ROM, so still old.
mm-hmm.
Think about that, right?
Oh yeah.
CD-ROM.
Wow.
Did it have animated graphics or did it have CG graphics? Because you remember some of those old PC
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
they had 2D animation as their F&V sequences.
It was 2D, yeah.
And a lot of people thought that was the future of the gaming industry. With the
It
2D
was.
animation.
It's basically an adventure game. Point and click.
Oh, cool. I think the only Rugrats game I ever played was the PS1 game. Was it like the Search for Reptar or whatever?
Yeah, man. Tommy's quest to kill his little brother.
Still, one of the most darkest things about that property was him trying to yeet his brother like that in the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, you haven't seen the artist jams from that show then?
LPH asked if that Paris movie, the Rugrats movie, is 20 years old now.
I think.
Oh
so.
yeah.
That was more of a Chucky movie, if anything.
Yeah, because it was about his sister?
Yeah, his new adopted sister, who is
Yeah.
what was his sister? Half French, half Japanese, or something?
If I remember right, yeah.
Because his father's been widowed for way too long, that he felt that it was time to,
Yeah.
found.
Yeah, man, he needed to dip the dipstick, I guess.
Well, let's be frank. That Mother's Day episode hits so hard for Chucky and his father, Charles.
I'm surprised they didn't head out.
I really wanted to make the bad joke when he said, "Let's be frank." I said, "No, my name's Jerry."
Ugh. Muteki, why the hell it sounds like the Blair Witch Project? I guess Metal was breathing hard.
Yeah, sorry.
It's Blair Witch 3. And Starchild says, yeah, it sounds like someone's trapped in a tent.
Well, it stopped already, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Hollow CRISPR should use noise canceling should have. But then again, it caught my the motorcycle outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on with CRISPR. Forget.
Why? Okay, so I was just flipping through here, and I was reminded, for some stupid reason, that one of the most expensive games for the GameCube is not a game. It's a organizer system.
Oh.
You know, Pokemon Box, Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh,
Yeah, which was a thing that let you store and like sort your Pokemon from the Gen 3 games. Yeah, and it's not an actual game. It's just a storage system. But because it was only sold at like Pokemon Center New York and shit, it's extremely rare and is actually one of the most valuable GameCube games. It's like up there with shit like Gotcha Force. So yeah.
Oh, gotcha, Force. Really bad. Really funny English in that game, too.
Mm-hmm.
We showed them! We all did it!
Also, I got shout outs to the BBC for choosing the greatest Thomas the Tank Engine series logo for their broadcast. Because, yeah, they chose one that says Thomas the Tankin' Dankin'.
did you say Thomas the Dank Engine?
Thomas the Tankin' Dankin'.
Tankin' Dankin'.
Yeah,
So they obviously so some intern at the BBC just went on Google image search, put in like Thomas and Friends, and used the first logo that showed up. Which, sorry to say, is not the actual Thomas and Friends logo.
I want Thomas the Dank Engine with dank memes.
Well, it's better than
Whoa,
you know
dank.
my DJ name, which is Thomas the Spank Engine.
Oh boy.
Good point, LPH. He says, that sounds like a bad Triple X video. I can believe that.
Me too.
Funny how we were talking the other night about just very relaxing, mundane music themes.
Music? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
Wheels brought up that song from Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah. He said that's what plays in his head, and then I told him for me it's the Paperboy.
Oh yeah, the Paperboy song. Paperboy delivers, breaks a bunch of windows and shit, but hey, why not?
Death and a bunch of breakdancers are angry at him.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed, yeah, we actually did talk about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream about Hideaki Itsuno.
Yeah, we did.
Capcom.
It's unfortunate, but, you know, it's not unexpected. I mean, you know, these guys leave and form their own companies or join somebody else all the time, so.
Mhm.
I was talking just I was sad that because he wanted to make new rival schools, and
Yeah.
guess we're not gonna see
And
whatever
they go in
ideas are.
and now they be going porting Project Justice to modern shit, so yeah.
Make him feel worse about it. Like, you sure you want to leave? Yeah. Well, we're reporting Project Justice. You sure?
Isn't
You know, yeah,
I was gonna say, is Itsuno like the last creative muscle to the legacy member who has like the most creative muscle to leave Capcom as of right now?
Probably. I can't. Because everybody else is gone, right?
Yeah, that or they've taken up like executive roles within the company.
or they've been kicked upstairs, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna miss him too. I mean, especially when it came to his contribution to the Devil May Cry series.
We all know Dante has short black hair, and he's a little punk. Yeah. Because that went over so well.
Yeah, thanks, Inafune.
Not in a million years, lol. So he was, uh,
So right now in this game, we're trying to find a little kid named Thomas, whose also his name is Thomas, which is the character we're playing as. But one of the characters in the castle had a really good question he was asking Thomas, and he said, "Didn't we already find you?" It's like, that's a good question. But no, just some random kid who goes by that same name. And not to mention, Ed, about that interview with that Shinji Mikami had when he talked about how Dino Crisis, we probably won't even see any new Dino Crisis games in the future because of how fixated Capcom is with Monster Hunter right now. It's like, yeah, that's probably the reason why Itsuno left, because we're not going to be able to see a new CVS game or even a new Power Stone or Rival Schools.
Just sad, because chances of that are better now than they ever have been because of Fighting Collection 2, so.
Mm-hmm. And you know how many people have been begging for a new Dino Crisis, or at least a remake of the first game. And somebody at Capcom thought that Exoprimal was a good idea.
I mean, it's dinosaurs. That's what you liked about Dino Crisis, right? It was the dinosaurs, right? Wasn't anything else. Wasn't the story or the chick or nothing. No, it was all about dinosaurs. So as long as you got the dinosaurs, you're all right.
You see, Capcom, there was a time where that actually worked, the type of gameplay you did for Exoprimal, but it was another game called Dino Crisis 2, where it still played like a Dino Crisis game, but it was more action-oriented. That actually worked. That's seriously like... I don't know, I'd probably say that Dino Crisis 2 is probably in my top 10 favorite PS1 games of all time. If not, then it's definitely in the top 20.
Understandable. Because it's Resident Evil, but dinosaurs.
Exactly.
Because like I said, for some reason, like I said, Capcom seems to be gathering that the thing that made that popular was the fact it had dinosaurs in it, and not, everything else about it. So they just figure as long as we have, games with big monsters and dinosaurs, we're alright. We don't need to remaster nothing or bring nothing back.
Mm-hmm. And even Bad Gamer has a good point. It would have been better if they've solely focused on it as a PvE and not a PvPvE hybrid mess.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't agree more. Not to say that any of the new IPs they conceived recently are bad, like that recent one, Kunitsugami. I actually like that one. But yeah, and Dead Rising is coming back, even though it's a RE Engine remaster of all things.
Yeah. And coming with an ass ton of Darkstalkers costumes if you get the deluxe version at least.
Mm-hmm.
And that is some just some great stuff, I do have to say.
Still, there's another property that everybody wants to see come back, but Capcom has always given the middle finger towards everybody and just having them do cameos in other games.
Because unless your name's Morgan Arsland, nobody knows who the F you are, apparently. And even then, she's only known for having big booba and never having an updated sprite, so yeah.
And yet they forget characters like John Talbane even exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how can you forget about a guy who's a kung fu werewolf?
Very easy, apparently.
Oh, Muteki, you have the patience of a saint when it comes to taking down how many zombies you can get done with that game, because I can't even get the achievement for zombie genocide, where you have to kill over 65,000 zombies in that game.
Genocide.
Lots of spam and saves, yep, as Muteki said. That's pretty much the name of the game when it comes to Dead Rising.
Too true.
Starchild, that's a pretty good analogy. He says, until recently, it seems like Capcom has the problem where everyone asks for pizza, but Capcom gives them corn.
Not even the good stuff, just corn.
I can believe it.
Sadly, I could too.
It's like you want turkey for Thanksgiving? Well, here's some pieces of bread for you instead. What are we, like ducks or geese? Give us actual good shit. Oh yeah, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. That was another game we forgot to mention that's coming out in September.
Huh.
Yep, I already have it pre-purchased. Although I would say that anybody who has the original already bought on Steam should get the Deluxe Remaster for free, you know?
Yeah, but they won't do that, bunch of cheapskates.
Nope. Of course not.
Because some companies are bros, others not so much. Like, hey, I'll give this to Bethesda and id. When they did their recent updates of their older FPSs, first it was Quake 1 and 2, and more recently with the new Doom 1 and 2 in the Kex engine, they just give that to anybody who already has it for free. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're just like, if you already have it, you get it for free. And I'm like, oh, well, awesome, thanks. So,
yeah.
Like I said, some companies are nice enough to give you the free upgrade if you already own it, but yeah, Capcom, I don't think is one of them.
Not to say, you think? Boy, Thomas is getting his clock cleaned by these frickin' warrior bunnies.
Thomas,
Some of the wildest shit ever, man. Jesus.
just random bunnies,
It's like I'm watching friggin' Holy Grail here. Sheesh.
right?
Yes.
Those rabbits are dynamite.
Holy
I
hand
warned-
grenade. That's what he needs.
I warned you. That rabbit's not like anything other, but you're like, no, it's just a harmless little bunny.
That rabbit's dynamite.
But yeah, in terms of digital, when it comes to the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, I'll probably get it on Switch. But by the time when it gets physical, when the physical version comes out in November, I'll probably get it on PS4, so that way I could play against Jerry if he ever decide he wants to stream that game one day on his own streams.
Let's
I
get
was streaming what?
physical. Physical.
I like streaming. What?
Do you?
No, I said if Jerry decides to ever get that game and stream it on one of his streams one day. You.
Yeah, I zoned out on which game it was.
Marvel vs. Capcom, the fighting collection.
Oh, yeah. I know we can do it here too. Yeah. I know. Well, the good news is the one I'm more interested in is CVS too. So,
Oh, of course.
but yes, I'm hoping that this whole job thing pulls through and get both collections and get Sparking Zero.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Sparking
and
Zero.
that Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, Rita's Rewind.
Yeah.
Readers Rewind.
Well, Muteki, just because they're sold out doesn't mean that they'll get a new shipment of it in it eventually. Which was why I was not able to get the physical version of Shadow of the Ninja Reborn on Switch, because when I tried to pre-order it, it told me that the new estimated delivery date was September 16th for the physical. Because Amazon can't get their act together when, sending pre-orders on time by the specific release date it's supposed to be. Oh, Muteki. Yes, Fighter wants Capcom Fighting Evolution.
If I could vomit with rage right now, I would. Right there.
Well, if you want to vomit with rage, just find the puking horses pictures.
Exactly.
They can give you some guidance.
They can.
Yeah, Star Child. Me and Wheels loved that. Star Child did do that. That Star Child clowned the guy on Twitter about the whole Terry Keo thing. The people who keep going right, Kyle, about like, oh, my boy Keo ain't getting no recognition. Why is it Terry? And Star Child said, look, Terry's always been the face of the company.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Kyo is just the poster boy for the King of Fighters IP, but not the face of SNK.
Exactly.
Because Terry Bogard came out first.
I was gonna say, yeah, Terry's from Fatal Fury, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Garo and all that shit. But yeah.
Same name, just different names outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark of the Wolves, right?
Like I even showed people who didn't know. There has been only one other mascot for SNK, and he's Terry's pet monkey. Now, there was a monkey named Uki. That was SNK's mascot before Terry. And then when Terry came along, they made him Terry's pet.
Yay.
You're all right.
Yeah, I heard.
Cool. I noticed there's a guy there named Piccolo.
Just tell him to dodge.
Piccolo, why didn't you dodge?
Yeah. I'm still working on that.
Oh yeah,
Well-
did you know that that trivia I gave Kyle that Uki was the first?
Oh yeah. You showed me that. I was like, oh, cool. Uki.
I'm such a big fan of SNK. I'm so big that they rejected me personally to work for them.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I know, man. Ugh, that hurt. That's hard.
Still a slap in the face.
I love how other companies when they reject me will say you're talented, but SNK's rejection was just we hurt me, and I was like, damn, that's cold as ice.
Savage.
How are you still a fan of them, Jerry? Like, well, I like KOF and Fatal Fury that much, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just inspired.
But like, damn, they were savage AF. They said we have standards. I'm like, sheesh.
Yet you guys say that you say that Jerry's a good artist, but you just don't want to acknowledge that he actually will do well for you, as you just want to be mid, just like every other company out there.
So a lot of companies are hire mid-ass people and wonder why they're mid, and then look.
Now we could go to Mount Hato, or Hatu in the in this episode, but since we're getting close on time, we'll just make a quick trip over to Brass Castle and save, and then we'll just wrap up for today's episode.
All right. Wow. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, these old games, right, Kyle? And Metal, you can't save anywhere, so
Yeah,
you gotta
No.
strategically.
can't save anytime. Sadly.
Nah. Oh, look, Thomas got his clock cleaned again by these damn war bunnies.
Oh, that'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
Uteki mentioning dating sim and cat.
Come on, climb it and sing the song, Pompilo, when you close your... What? Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. Sometimes you'll actually get a party item that looks like this, a lunchbox, where it has a bread icon. Take notice of that icon where it's, that actually looks like bread. That means that the consumable item, it is a fresh item. If you leave it alone for far too long, it will turn green, meaning it became
Oh,
rotten.
got moldy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, just a little tidbit of information about consumable items that are fresh. And with that, I made it to the save point, and we'll go ahead and we'll stop right here for now. So yeah, I think this is a good spot to where we can go ahead and we'll wrap up for today's stream. So yeah, Metal, what do you got to plug?
Well, just myself, really, which is X/Twitter at VisibleNinja88. And follow us across social media at Hero Club for Life. Check it out for all updates, streams, and etc. that's about it for me.
All right. You guys can follow me on YouTube and Twitch at Double RPG Reviews. YouTube's my bread and butter when it comes to content, whereas Twitch is secondary, as I stream on there mostly. I haven't streamed or put out any new content in a while because life has been interrupting my need to get content made. Solo content coming from me alone. But hopefully that'll be able to change in the future. But in the meantime, you can stay up to date with me through Facebook and Twitter for all your social media feeds on both Facebook and Twitter, as I said, at Double RPG Reviews. And that's it. All right, Fighter Chaos.
Yeah, just like Double R, there's actually videos and stuff I wanted to make, but I just don't have the time outside of the streams.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you doodle. Like, well, yeah, because I can stop and start that whenever I want. But videos are a different thing, different beast. But I stream Fridays, twitch.tv/FighterChaos, FIGHTERXAOS. I think Double R linked our Discord, so
Not yet. I'm going to right now.
Well, he's gonna link it, so you join in there and you'll know when I go live and when we go live. And that's for me. It's 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll say hi. You click my name, and I stream Tuesdays and Fridays. 4 p.m. is King of Fighters 15. Fridays is Fate Grand Order. And my social media is the same name if you want to see anything else I'm doing, like this webcomic I'm working on. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so. And also, there's the link to our Discord page if any of you have not even joined us yet. So, yeah, definitely be able to definitely join us there if you haven't. So, yeah, the next time when we come to this game, we will be resuming where we left off, and I'll be doing a bit of grinding off screen. So that way we be a little bit stronger than where we were the last time, and we'll do a bit more progress through Thomas's story. But that will be in a couple weeks from now, because next week, it's tradition. And by tradition, we mean Fightcade.
Yep, it's our 4th episode, so we take a break with Fightcade.
And Jerry and I think we already have the game planned that we want to play, and that is Project Justice, since the announcement of Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
I hope that game works for
Same here.
because I know for me it'll work, but it's a Type Dreamcast Naomi games. But it should be all right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. If not, then we'll always have a backup.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, join us next week for Fightcade, but join us in the next 2 weeks when we get to episode 5 of this game. And to sign off, I'm Double RPG.
Visible Ninja.
And I'm Fighter Chaos.
Muteki, I'm not touching that response with a 10-foot pole. But Fighter Chaos, you got yourself 2 great words left to end off the stream, and they are...
Nimi. Anyo.
See you next week, guys. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.